Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Top eBay Sports Cars Sales of the Week, 80s and 90s edition.
We recap the previous week's top 5 sales from each sport. Unlike our weekly junk wax list,
This list has only one restriction on what can be included. Only one sale of each individual card can occupy a spot on this list, so we have no repeats. Let's get started. Starting off with football in the number 5 position from 1986 Topps. We have the Reggie White rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $13,000. The previous high for a PSA 10 was only $3,000 back in October of 2020. This card has a low pop of only 41. However, this sale is still a tough one to believe because that's a pretty big jump. We'll see if it ends up being an actual legitimate sale. In the number 4 position from 1984 Topps, we have John Elway's rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $14,800. This was a record for the card at the time, however it has since been eclipsed. This card in a PSA 10 has a pop of 175. In the number 3 position from 1998 Topps Chrome, we have the Peyton Manning rookie card refractor graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $22,000 and is the third highest sale of a PSA 10, with the record high being $25,000. This card has a pop of 42. In the number 2 position from 1998 Upper Deck SP Authentic, we have the Peyton Manning rookie card numbered at a 2000. This card was graded a PSA 10 and sold for $26,223. The record for this card is $27,060, also from last week's Golden auction. And this card has a pop of 93 in a PSA 10. In the number 1 position, we have a 1998 Ultra Masterpiece Peyton Manning rookie card 1 of 1, graded a BGS 9. This card sold for $40,122. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but for a 1 of 1, I thought that is actually low given the recent sales that we've been seeing in the market. This card has subgrades of 10 for centering, 9.5 for surface, a 9 for corners, and an 8.5 for edges. It's funny, this card actually has a pop of 2 when you go to Beckett's pop report, even though it's a 1 of 1. So someone must have tried for a higher grade and got the exact same one. But in all honesty, when you're dealing with a 1 of 1, does the grade really matter? It could be a grade of a 3 or 4, and it's still one of a kind, so what's the sense of even going for a higher grade? The total of the top 5 80s and 90s football cards this week was $116,145. This is down from last week's record of $177,000, but it is the second highest total since we started keeping track. Moving on to hockey, we're starting with a tie for the 4th position. From 1988 O-Pee-Chee, we have the Brett Hall rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $5,000, which will be a record according to PSA's website. We've seen a couple of these on the lists over the last month or so around this $5,000 to $6,000 mark, but they haven't showed up on PSA's website, so I don't think the sales actually went through. But we'll see if this one actually sticks. Then also in the 4th position, from 1982 O-Pee-Chee, we have Wayne Gretzky's card graded in a PSA 10. This card also sold for $5,000, which would be a record for a PSA 10, as the previous high was $2,100 from back in November. This card has a low pop of only 26. In the number 3 position, from 1980 Topps, we have Wayne Gretzky's second year card graded in a PSA 9. This card sold for $6,420, which would be a record for this card because the previous high back in 2019 was $1,148. This card in the PSA 9 has a pop of 121 with only one higher graded 10. In the number 2 position from 1985 O-Pee-Chee, we have Mario Lemieux's rookie card graded in a PSA 9. This card sold for $10,882, which would be a record for a 9, as the previous high of $10,000 was from January 27th. This card has a pop of 576 with 47 higher graded 10s. And in the number 1 position, we have 1985 Topps Mario Lemieux rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $15,000, which would be a record for a PSA 10 Topps rookie, as the previous high was $12,000 from January 8th. Lemieux's Topps rookie card in a PSA 10 has a pop of only 75. The total of the top 5 80s and 90s hockey cards this week was $42,302. This is down significantly from last week's huge record of $140,000. Moving on to baseball, in the number 5 position, from 1986 Topps Traded Tiffany, we have Barry Bonds rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $8,999, which would be a record for this card in a PSA 10. However, it has since been eclipsed in the last day or two. This card has a pop of 441. In the number 4 position, from 1993 Upper Deck, we have the Derek Jeter rookie card, gold hologram, graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for a record $11,000. The previous high from August of 2020 was $4,950. This gold holo in a PSA 10 has a low pop of only 45. In the number 3 position, from 1989 Topps Traded Tiffany, we have Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $11,995, which would be a huge record as the previous high was only $4,500 from a few weeks ago. This card in a PSA 10 has a pop of 325. In the number 2 position, from 1994 Fleer Pro Cards, we have the Michael Jordan Birmingham Barons Error Proof. The actual card that was produced had a different picture on the front than this proof. This card, graded in a BGS Pristine 10, sold for $17,500. The subgrades of this card were all 10s with 9.5 for centering. You can tell from the pictures on the front it's off a little bit top to bottom. This error card has a pop of only 1 in a BGS 10 with no higher graded black labels. But what a very low pop rare card this is. And in the number 1 position, from 1993 Upper Deck SP, we have the Derek Jeter rookie card graded in PSA 9. This card sold for $25,000, which would be a record for a PSA 9, as the previous high from a couple weeks ago was only $21,500. This card has a pop of 609 with 21 graded higher 10s. The total of the top 5 80s and 90s baseball cards this week was just under $75,000 at $74,494. This is also down a bit from last week's total of $83,472, but still a fairly strong week for baseball. Moving on to basketball, in the number 5 position, from 1988 Fleer, we have the Michael Jordan sticker graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for a tough to believe $75,000. This sticker in a PSA 10 has a very low pop of only 11, and the previous high was $20,100 from June of last year. In the number 4 position, from 1997 Skybox EX 2001, we have the Kobe Bryant Jambalaya die cut graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $95,000. Which is a record for this card, as the previous high of $65,000 was from January 12th. This card has a low pop of only 15. In the number 3 position, from 1986 Fleer, we have the Michael Jordan rookie card graded in a BGS 9.5. This card has subgrades of 10 for corners, with the rest being 9.5s. This 9.5 sold for $175,000 and has a pop of 526 with 6 higher graded 10s, and there's no black labels. In the number 2 position, from 1986 Fleer, we have the Michael Jordan rookie card sticker graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for $200,100. This is a huge record for this card, as the previous high was $60,100 from December 21st. This card has a pop of 119 in a PSA 10. And in the number 1 position, from 1996 Topps Chrome, we have the Kobe Bryant rookie card refractor graded in a PSA 10. This card sold for an unbelievable $500,000 and has a low pop of only 63. There's another one that sold in the Golden auction that just finished for $461,250. The previous high from December was $138,000. Wow. The total of the top 5 80s and 90s basketball cards this week is a mind-blowing $1,045,100. This completely blows last week's record out of the water of $590,000. The basketball cards are definitely carrying the list this week. And finishing it off with our other sports category in the number 5 position from 1992 Sports Illustrated for Kids, we have the Mia Hamm hand-cut rookie card graded in a BGS 9.5. And this card sold for $2,250. This card had no subgrades, but has a pop of only 1 with none graded higher. In the number 4 position from 1995 Panini Voteball Junior stickers, we have Ronaldo graded in a PSA 9, which sold for $2,400. This sticker has a pop of only 4 with no higher 10s. There's no previous sales of a 9, and the only recent sale was for a PSA 7 that sold for $640. In the number 3 position from 1997 Merlin's Premier Gold, we have the David Beckham rookie card numbered at a 161. This card was graded in a PSA 9 and sold for $4,000. This is the second highest sale of this card in a 9, as the previous high was $5,000 from December. This card has a pop of 51 with 16 higher 10s. In the number 2 position from 1997 Grand Slam Ventures Masters Collection, we have the Tiger Woods gold foil graded in a BGS 9. This card sold for $6,000. The subgrades of this card were 9.5 for surface, 9s for corners and edges, and 8.5 for centering. This card has a pop of 56 with 2 higher graded 9.5s, but there are no 10s and no black labels. And in the number 1 position from 1999 World Boxing Magazine, we have the Manny Pacquiao rookie card, hand cut, graded in a PSA 10. And this card sold for $15,550. This is a huge record for this card, as the previous high was only $3,500 from October of last year. This card has a PSA 10 pop of only 12. The total of the top 5 80s and 90s other sports this week was $30,200. This is down from last week's total of just over $69,000, but is still a fairly strong week when looking at the previous weeks. And the grand total of all the 80s and 90s cards this week is $1,308,241, which is up from last week's record total of $1,060,000. These 80s and 90s cards continue to climb and climb, and I'm sure the records that we keep seeing will continue to fall. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. In addition, hit that bell icon and get notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future great content.